Hi, Christian. It's great to see you again. How are you today? Do you remember me from going into your classroom this year?
I'm good, and yes, I remember when you came in my class to talk about self-talk.
That's great. I'm so glad you remember that subject. Would you happen to know the reason why we're talking today?
I don't think so. Maybe the playground.
Maybe the playground. Okay. So, do you know what a counselor does when we talk to students?
Not really. I haven't really talked to you before.
Well, just a couple of things. So, like a counselor, like myself, is someone that you can talk to about things that might be bothering you or upsetting you, either at home or at school, with your friends. Did you know that?
Okay.
Okay. But first, I would like to get to know you a little bit better. What are some things, either at home or at school, that you like to do? It can be a hobby, a sport, anything really.
I really like basketball and baseball. I play on a travel baseball team called Muscle, and some of my teammates go to this school.
Wow. I really like baseball too. My son also plays baseball, and I played when I was in high school too. It sounds like to me you really enjoy playing sports and being outside. Who's your favorite team and player?
I love the Dodgers, and Cody Bellinger is my favorite player. I am number 35 and a lefty just like him.
That is awesome. Have you been to Dodger Stadium to watch a game?
Yes, I went last year with my grandpa, mom, and dad. It was so fun.
Well, maybe you'll be able to go to maybe you'll be able to go again this year and watch Cody Bellinger hit a home run. That would be fun.
That would be the best.
What about school? Is there anything, or do you have a favorite subject you like in school?
I like math and science the most. I am the fastest at our multiplication test.
That is great. I remember when I was in third grade, math and science were subjects I did not enjoy very much. But that's fantastic that you are the fastest at multiplication. You must feel so proud of that.
Yes, I really like being the best.
And Christian, what about your friends? Who do you enjoy playing with on the playground at school?
I like playing with Trent, Jason, and Sebastian.
What are some of the sports you guys play during recess and lunch?
Mostly fourscore, but also basketball and kickball.
Those are those are fun sports to play. Which of those sports do you like the most?
I did like basketball the most, but there are a lot of kids who don't play by the rules, so I have been playing fourscore lately.
So what do you mean by not playing by the rules?
They just make up their own rules for the game, and it changes all the time. There are also many kids who do that for every sport at recess. They just do what they want.
So the rules of the game should be followed by all students. But how does that make you feel when kids do not play by the rules?
It makes me mad then when I tell them that they can't play because they're not listening to me or playing by the rules. They get mad at me and restart to argue. It isn't fair that I am supposed to play by the rules and they aren't.
Wow, that can't be easy trying to play a game with others who don't want to play by the rules. What do they say sometimes when you tell them that they have to play by the rules or they have to go play another game?
They tell me that I am not the boss and I can't tell them what to do. Sometimes they tell me that I'm a tattletale and start making fun of me. That is what happened last week with a kid during basketball. He wasn't playing right, and I told him that he needed to play right. He got mad, and before I could get a supervisor, he started pushing me, so I pushed him back.
Oh, wow. That situation was probably hard for you. And no matter what, someone should not put their hands on you, even if you're going to tell a yard supervisor. But how did that make you feel when the boy pushed you?
That is when I got really upset, and that is why I pushed him back. It makes me angry inside when they don't listen and when I have to fight back.
So what are some of the things that you're thinking about in that situation?
When they push me, I want to push back to show that I'm strong. And then when they are calling me a tattletale and calling me names, it doesn't make me feel good because I just want to play, but I want everyone to play by the rules.
Do you think by pushing them or arguing with them about the rules helps in that situation?
I don't think so because it just started a fight and more arguing.
It probably hurts your feelings when they call you names, and it sounds like you get frustrated when people don't listen to directions or follow the rules. Sometimes when we get our feelings hurt, we turn those feelings into anger. Do you think you argue back and push because you are hurt and frustrated with the way they're treating you?
I think so. I don't want to argue or fight with anyone, and I know I can't make them follow the rules. It just really bothers me when they don't listen.
Have you thought about some ways you can help the situation inside instead of getting mad and frustrated?
My teacher has told me to walk away and don't play with certain kids on the playground because I can't control them. That is hard for me to do.
You know, Christian, your teacher has given you some good advice. Sometimes making the decision to walk away from a situation is the best decision. But you do make great decisions by telling the supervisor when you know someone is in danger, and you shouldn't stop letting the yard supervisor know if anyone touches other students. Do you think starting to think differently about those kids and situations could help you too?
I think so. I want to play with them, and there are a lot of times we do play good together.
Well, that is really good to hear. I know it can be hard for you to be on the same playground and playing some of the same games with other kids who don't play by the rules. But there are sometimes we need to remember that there are things that are in our control and things that are not in our control. What is something you think you can control in the playground?
I can control who I play with and what sport I play.
That's great. Yes, you have control over who you play with and where you play. What are some of the things you cannot control?
I cannot control how other kids are playing and acting.
That is right. And I know that's hard for you since you really like playing by the rules and you have high expectations of others and you want everyone to play by the rules, which really they should be playing by the rules. What is something we can work on this week and on the playground to help with not arguing or fighting on the playground?
I think I could start to play other games, and if those certain kids are playing on one court, I can play on the other.
That's a really good start. Also, if you're playing with them and they aren't playing by the rules, we can work on communicating in a different way. So talking instead of arguing. Do you think you could try this on the playground this week? And then next week when we meet, we can talk to see if that was helpful or not?
Yes, I guess I can try this for the week.
Perfect. Let's work on those things this week. And now we're going to practice a little exercise on self-control. Does that sound like a good idea?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, a couple of things up on the board. Remember we did this actually, so I drew 2 circles. And in the larger circle, I wrote things I cannot control. And in the smaller circle, I wrote, do you remember, things I can control? You can read all that up there on the board, right?
What others
No.
say.
Oh, you don't have to read it out loud. You don't have to read it out loud. That's okay. That's all right. So great. Now here are some markers, or here's a marker. And you can start by writing the last thing on our list about some things you know you can control. So what are some of the things that we wrote on the board that things we can control? What did you write up there?
Being kind, my thoughts, how I talk to other people, the way I treat other people, if I finish my work in class, who I play with on the playground, which sport I play on the playground.
Can you think of one other thing that you can write on the board that's something you can control?
My friend.
My friends. Okay, can you put that up on the board? In the smaller circle, things I can control. Great job, Christian. Good job. Now, in the larger circle, we wrote things that I cannot control, right? We wrote those down. So what are some of the things that we wrote up on the board? Things that you cannot control.
What others say and do, how others feel, the weather.
The weather. Oh, okay. That's a good one. Is there one other thing?
How other kids play games.
How other kids play games. You want to write that? If it doesn't fit in the larger circle, you can maybe just write it on the side.
What others play.
What'd you say? How other kids play the games.
How
Mm-hmm.
play the games.
Play games, yes. Christian, you did a great job. Do you think this helped with understanding how some things are in your control and how other things are out of your control?
Yes, I do. I really like doing this.
I like to hear that. Is there anything else that you would like to discuss this afternoon?
I really like school and I like my friends, but I just really don't like when they are bad.
Okay. When they're bad? Keeping your expectations high of others is a great quality you have. And you should be proud of yourself that you enjoy following the rules and you want others to do the same. This does not make you a bad kid on the playground or in the classroom. And telling a supervisor or your principal when others are being aggressive or putting hands on you does not make you a tattletale. We need to tell adults when we are hurt or when others are hurt. Do you know the difference between reporting versus tattling?
I think so.
Perfect. So reporting is when it is important. You need help from an adult or you're in a dangerous situation and trying to get someone out of trouble, right? Tattling is when you're trying to get someone in trouble. You can probably solve the problem by yourself, and it really isn't important. Do those make sense to you?
I think so.
Okay, good. That is great. So next time you feel like there are going to be some problems on the playground with some other kids, you know to think to yourself about making better choices and if that situation needs to be reported. Do you think these are some of the things we can work on this week?
Yes.
Oh, I love to hear that. Okay, so Christian, we're finished for today, and we will meet next week, and we can talk about all the great things that you accomplished for the week. Remember, you can always come to talk to me, even if it isn't a scheduled time. Thanks, Christian. And I look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you, my sister.
You're welcome.